Guess who? Hello, it is I. Thanks for joining me again for the second in the series of the vlog. Following on from yesterday's episode, just want to say, well, I'll start off actually by saying a massive thank you to all of you guys. You've basically approached me and messaged me in absolute droves. I woke up this morning and my phone was just red hot because of emails, private messages, across various social media platforms. And the general kind of thing that I took away, there was two main points that I took away from what was said yesterday. Number one, you guys apparently like the idea of me doing a vlog. You like the idea that I'm going to bring you along on this journey that's going to be taking place. And it seems that a fair number of you are very interested to see on how it progresses and how I kind of progress with it as well. So yeah, apparently you guys want this, so we'll run with it for as long as we can. The second point that was raised was there seems to be a lot of support for the business itself. A lot of people messaging me this morning and last night saying, you know, brilliant, really happy for you. You know, that you're going out and you're making this big step, almost to the point where it made me feel proud that I was making this decision to kind of leap into the unknown. So yeah, thank you very much for the support. It hasn't gone unnoticed, it really hasn't, and it really did give me a real good boost to an otherwise very long, monotonous, boring day, because I work in an office. That's what happens. So what else can I tell you from today? Okay, so today there's been a bit of progress on the actual business plan itself. That going forward is now picking up momentum. Still need to try and crunch some of the numbers just to work out what my forecast will be for the company going forward for the first year, and then what further kind of business aspirations will be 2, 3, 4 and 5 years down the line. One of the things that I've noticed at the moment is the business plan itself, and I'm sure anybody else who's kind of created their own business, I know there's a few of you guys out there, when you're kind of saying, please can I have some money to do this idea I've got, the business plan is the point where you really sell yourself, and you have to put in every single detail. So I'm being very mindful to put the details into that while also omitting most of the details from you guys. I will eventually release to you what it is that I've got on the table, but for the time being I'm going to play the cards close to the chest, because I don't want to give too much away, mainly because it's a bit nerve-wracking, but mainly because I'm quite protective over things and I don't want anyone taking my ideas. It's not a bad thing. Right, I've got a special thing here, but it's only going to be relevant to one other YouTuber. Colonel Chimp, lean in, closer, closer. I want you to pay attention on something. You were absolutely right. You did spot the Abrams up top yesterday during the first vlog. This, unfortunately, I cannot sell to you. If it was mine to sell, then I would. Your message did make me laugh when I woke up this morning and saw that sitting in my inbox. This was actually given to my son from his great-grandfather, who fortunately is still with us. He's in not bad health, but he's getting old, bless him. He's getting on in his years. But this was kind of one of the things that he wanted to give to him. My grandfather was, I believe, a sergeant major in the parachute regiment. And he's always kind of had that involvement. You can see my son's already been at it. I mean, G.I. Joe here, he's already missing an arm. The antenna here is knackered. I think the controller actually has a bent antenna on it. So yeah, unfortunately, Dave, I can't sell this to you, mate, as much as I'd love to, because it's not mine, it's my son's. So sorry, pal. Guys, today, so again, thank you very much for the outpouring of support that I woke up to this morning. Very, very refreshing. It certainly infused my my kind of want and desire to kind of go ahead with this business project and get it off the ground and really kind of, you know, get it to where it needs to be. It's a weird thing because I can see in my mind what I want it to be, this kind of entity, and how it will function and how it will operate and how it will serve you guys. And it's trying to connect the dots at the minute. It's like trying to connect the dots when all the dots are flying past you at warp speed. The second you think one dot is the next dot, suddenly it's not there anymore, because there are another 10, 15 million other things that you need to consider. But it is getting there, it is. But more on that as it comes. I will try, actually thinking about it, for the next few vlogs, to not kind of bore you guys with things to do with the business. We'll leave that to one side for the time being, just so I've got something else to talk to you guys about. Otherwise I feel like I'd probably just end up starting every vlog with, oh, today was okay because I was working on this and then I did this formula on this Excel spreadsheet. And you don't want that. You've got enough shit going on in your daily lives to be worried about what I'm doing. So let's leave the business to one side. What are we on today? Tuesday. Next Tuesday, actually next Monday, I will come back to you guys with any progress updates about the business. Until that point, I will find more interesting and revealing things to tell you all. I hope you have a great evening. Sorry this has taken so long to get kind of edited. It's currently 8:25. This is actually the 5th, maybe 6th time I've recorded this. The other ones were good, but they're not as good as this one. So I'm going to leave that with you guys, and I will see you all tomorrow. Oh, sorry, just one more point. Yes, I am aware that the comments were disabled for the first vlog. There was a reason for it. I'm not going to explain that reason, but I was duly aware that I'd done it. It was a conscious decision. The comment section at the bottom of this one, however, this will be, you know, available to you guys. I don't think there's actually anything else I need to kind of say that hasn't already been said in the last 24 hours. Tell a lie. Quebec Bushcraft. Who the fuck is this guy? In a nutshell, what happened in the last 24 hours within the bushcraft community was one bushcrafter by the name of Quebec Bushcraft decided to launch an all-out frontal assault on a female bushcrafter by the name of Stephi Bushcraft, who I believe is somewhere in Germany. I might be wrong. I haven't actually seen her channel. I have no exposure to either of these bushcrafters. All that I know is that one guy thinks he's the next Ray Mears. Someone else here is trying to learn the same way that we all have and are continuing to do on a weekly basis. But for some reason, this dude, he has a real issue with Nazis, with gays, with Muslims, with people with anorexia. Appears to have some kind of fixation on concentration camps. That kind of sets the tone for what was happening last night. I know some other YouTubers and people in stronger bushcraft communities, namely MTFU, certainly has something to say about it last night, and quite right as well. I don't know what's caused this. I don't understand where it's come from. Like I said, I don't have exposure to either of these bushcrafters, so I can't really comment on it because I don't know either of them. But I'm sure that some of you guys will have had that exposure, so please feel free to put your rendition of what you think's happened down below. One of the things that I would just ask you guys to be mindful of, I did see a video from Mr. Quebec Bushcraft earlier on today, at which he'd actually put a response video out to things that people were saying to him. He believes that Survival Lily has instigated a smear campaign against him, which has resulted in a lot of dislikes on his videos, unsubscriptions, which is understandable if you're going to be a tool on a international platform and put yourself on the internet and have your so-called freedom of speech, which he apparently really digs. Then yeah, you've got to be prepared to kind of face the backdraft from it. What I would ask is, I really hope that none of you guys are involved with the whole calling him a child molester and sending threats. It's not called for. We're all grown ups. Just rise above it. So other than that, I will leave you guys with that. Go and have a look. It's quite funny on the surface, but worrying at the same time. Not conducive to the rest of the bushcraft community, though. That is a very isolated incident. And I tell you something, if it was one of ours, we would all have something to say about it and we would deal with it in-house. But that's a conversation for another time. I will see you guys tomorrow for another edition of the vlog. Take care. Cheers.